Miami Dolphins quarterback Tua Tagovailoa, after signing that massive contract extension in the offseason, is clearly ready to get back to football. Going perfect in the last preseason game. 5 for 5, 51 yards, and a touchdown before they said, all right, we've seen enough. Come back, sit down on the bench before you get hurt. And apparently, he's also ready to talk about what life was like before Mike McDaniel got there. And that, of course, was under head coach Brian Flores. The same Brian Flores who got fired and then screamed, racism, discrimination, how dare you do this to a black man? Absolutely pathetic fake victim bitch. But Tua has some insight, actually, on how it was playing under Brian Flores compared to how it is playing under Mike McDaniel. Tua Tagovailoa calls Brian Flores terrible person in scathing review. And let's just listen to this. Now, this is on the Dan Le Batard show, who Dan Le Batard's gone off the deep end, but he did do this sit-down discussion with Tua. Let's let this play.
Can you explain to us the difference in practical terms between having a coach who did believe in you the way that he did and the difference between that and what was happening with Flores?
Yeah. Well, to put it in simplest terms, if you woke up every morning and I told you you suck at what you did, that you don't belong doing what you do, that you shouldn't be here, that this guy should be here, that you haven't earned this right, and then you have somebody else come in and tell you, dude, you are the best fit for this. Like, you are accurate, you are the best whatever, you are this, you are that. Like, how would it make you feel listening to one or the other? You see what I'm saying? And then you hear it, regardless of what it is, the good or the bad.
Now, I also do think it's going to depend on the person, right? Different people are going to respond differently to different type of leadership or motivational skills. A guy like Tom Brady, I don't know if Tom Brady, if you sit him down and you're like, dude, you're just the best, Tom. You're just like the best fit for this. I promise this is going to work. Don't worry about anything. Is that going to be the best way to get the most out of him? Or is it going to be a little bit more aggressive, a little bit more demanding and stuff like that? And we see these guys who have developed from the coach Bill Belichick tree. They'll try to emulate that, and not everybody can do it the same way that Bill Belichick made it work in New England for so many years. And I mean, I think Brian Flores is a bitch because he tried to cry racism after getting fucking fired. Mike McDaniel comes right in there, turns that team around. Immediately, they're way better than they were before. But he would go on. He would continue a little bit.
And you hear it more and more. You start to actually believe that. I don't care who you are. You could be the president of the United States. You have a terrible person that's telling you things that you don't want to hear, or that you probably shouldn't be hearing, you're going to start to believe that about yourself. And so that's sort of like what ended up happening. And it was, I mean, it's basically been, 2 years of training that out of not just me, but, a couple of the guys as well that have been here since my rookie year all the way till now.
And he also did state a terrible person. Like, it wasn't just about good. You have this terrible person who's telling you these things. Now, certainly, I don't think Brian Flores is the best fit for Miami. Mike McDaniel's come in there. He has kind of turned the team around. He's, retooled a lot of the personnel surrounding it as well. And, of course, brings his own offensive scheme, which I think has a big deal to do with this success that Tua is having. But he may just have the leadership skill to help Tua more than somebody like Brian Flores did. Interesting to hear Tua absolutely slam. Like, he just straight up called him out a terrible person. Not just his coaching skills. Called him a terrible fucking person. Okay, that's what he thinks about Brian Flores. I think that about Brian Flores too, probably for different reasons. Not just because he looks like he's trying to win a Mike Tomlin lookalike contest, but because he cried victim like a bitch even after he got hired for this job. What do you guys think about this? Let me know in the comments section below. Smash a like button, subscribe to the channel, ring the bell for notifications, share this video out there, and I'll talk to you later.